Hi guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane makeup related. That's your vibe. I'd love it if you would subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I am going to give you, it's a review of all of my Viseart palettes that I own, and the reason why I'm going to give you a review on these, because none of them are new, but we got to talk about them. So if you want to hear all my thoughts and why and what's going on and everything about it, let's go ahead and get into it. So, originally, I had tried this Viseart palette, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty of all the palettes momentarily. And I had a reaction. I've only ever had a reaction to one palette before, and that was my Huda Beauty New Nudes palette, and that's because it was 6 years old. So, it was very much expired, and there's that. This palette is just now 1 year old this month. I just bought this. All three of these I bought directly from Viseart's website, February of 2024. So I have the Water Lotus, the Sakura Lotus, and the Violetta. So then I also have these two that I bought from Ipsy. I might have the month, but it was in 2024 that I got these from Ipsy. One I got in a box, and then one I bought from the add-on store. So I have the Florette Amour and the Florette Bijou. So all of these are new. I have never had a reaction to any eyeshadow, any shimmer, any glitter, pressed or loose. Like, I have put basically craft store glitter on my eyes. I've never had an issue. Knock on wood. Because I still like my glitters. But like I said, the only time I've ever had a reaction to an eyeshadow, to a powder eyeshadow, is that Huda palette. And that is specifically because that palette was expired. So, I want to preface that because I have had a reaction to every single one of these Viseart palettes. And it's been a different reaction to every single one of these palettes, which is why I want to talk about it, because I think that that's very interesting. And when I tried to Google it, the only thing you can find online is people talking about how good Viseart is, which it is. So, we're going to go palette by palette. And we're going to start with the first palette I used, which, like I said, this is the Viseart Petite 4 Water Lotus. And I used this in my palette comparison against the Colourpop High Tide. So, we have two mattes, a duochrome, and a regular shimmer. Did I go through and... I did go through and put the names of all of the shades on the back, but I don't have the descriptions of what the actual shades are supposed to be right in front of me. Hi, Blazy Bro. Hi, honey. Oh my goodness, side note, I put his picture I submitted it to be in a pet calendar, just because, like, why not? He's September. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Will you let me pick you up? Amir. Oh. Oh, big boy. Bless you. You say hi. Oh, big boy. He just woke up from a long nap in his dad's chair. Oh, leaving tufts on me and everything. So sorry for the side note. Ah, hairs everywhere. Okay, but anywho. So, obviously, like, I put this all over my lid, deepened the crease all over my lid, inner corner with the lighter shade. So, the mattes are pigmented, the mattes are blendable. Overall, they're good. This darker shimmer, the duochrome, absolutely stunning. It's a like teal blue with a gold shift. It's gorgeous. This light shimmer, trash. It didn't do anything for the eye look. It didn't brighten the eyes. Nothing. And I have found that that's the issue in every single Viseart palette, is the light shimmer is absolute trash. And I think that that's wild. So using this palette, my eyes watered excessively. Like the minute I was done putting this palette on my eyes, what happened was, oh, I'm so sorry for shaking the camera. My outer corner is what started. And it's not that I was like tearing up, like it would just water enough that it was getting rid of the eyeshadow under my eyes. And it's doing it today a little bit too, because I have Sakura Lotus on my eyes today. So we'll talk about that one last. But it starts in the outer corner, and then it worked its way in, just like making my eyes water. Just run. But not enough to like make me full on tear up and cry, but just watery. Like if you've ever had allergies and had watery eyes, that. Very, very annoying. Pissed me off. So then after that, I was like, that's a react, because I Googled it. I was like, did I do something wrong? Was there something wrong with me? Because I've been sick for like 8 weeks. So I was like, is it because I'm sick? Is there an issue? But like, I'm not sick. That's a whole different story. And when I looked it up, literally, that's a reaction. There are several different things that categorize as an allergic reaction to eyeshadow. And it could be the formula, it could be the pigments, what have you. So I was like, well, I'm gonna try. I had another palette in, this is the Amour, yeah. So the next one was the Amour. This was in for a Throwback Thursday, and I was like, okay, well, I'll try that one. We'll see if anything happens. So the Amour looks like this. We have the 2 blushes and the quad. So the blushes, super pigmented, love them. They do come out warmer on the face than they did on the eye, than they do look in the pan. The mattes, these 2 mattes, again, beautiful. Crease, darker outer corner, all over the lid, inner corner. That's basically the look in every palette. The mattes, again, are pigmented and buildable. This darker shimmer is gorgeous. I absolutely loved it. That is a theme in these palettes as well. And again, this lighter shimmer sucked. It did nothing for the look. So again, after I used this palette, my eyes watered horribly. Now, and then I'm also going to preface in between using these palettes, I used several other palettes. Let me see, was it in this month? Or was it between January and February? It was between January and February. But I used at least 2 or 3 other palettes in between using these. My eyes didn't water with any other palette. In fact, I can tell you, in the last 2 months, January and February, my eyes haven't watered with any other palette I have used. My eyes have not itched with any other palette I have used. So, either I got scent expired shades, which I highly doubt. If it was just these, then I would be more inclined to say that, because, you know, Ipsy. But I highly doubt Viseart did that, so it's an allergic reaction, is what it is. So my eyes watered horribly again. So after having that reaction to both of these palettes, I was like, well, now I gotta try the rest of mine, because I only have these 3, to see if the same issue occurs. Now, to be fair, it's the mattes that are giving me an issue, because that's gonna come in play later. So the next one I used was Violetta, or Violetta, however you say it, which this one is my favorite color story out of all of them. This sequin shade, I live for sequins. So good. The matte was pigmented, buildable, beautiful. This duochrome, it was pretty, but it was that like flaky, thick texture, So, you know, there's blazy hairs all over me now. I could take it or leave it. The color is beautiful. It was beautiful on the lid and in the look, but the texture. And then this gunmetal is a satin, basically, so I didn't like it because I don't like satins, personally. So, it gave me a very dark look. Obviously, you can tell from the palette it's going to give you a dark look. So, my eyes didn't water with this palette when I was done, and I was like, maybe I'm not going to have a reaction to this one, which would be great because I love this one. Oh my god. My eyes were extremely itchy and irritated while wearing this. Like, my eyes were actually red when I wore this one. This one might have been my worst reaction besides the one I'm currently wearing, which I'll explain. But this one made my eyes red, so this was probably my worst reaction. This was. Made my eyes red and horribly itchy. And then when I took my makeup off, like after I had taken my makeup off, my eyes were itchy, irritated, and they just kept watering the entire night. Even after I did my skincare, even after a few hours had went by, like, this horribly irritated my eyes. Which is upsetting, because that one is my favorite. So then, I used the Bijou, which again has blushes. These blushes, again, gorgeous. The two mattes here were, again, buttery, buildable, blendable. Both shimmers were actually pretty great. I just feel like this gold doesn't go. I don't know. Like, it does, but it doesn't. It didn't go with the eye look that I created. Because it's very, very warm. Because this is a duochrome, like, pinky duo blue. So, that also seems out of place. But it's fine. They both function great. So, when I was done using this, I did have slight watery irritation in my outer corner, but just ever so slightly. Like, I packed on some eyeshadow once it happened. Didn't happen again. So cool. And then that was it. It just watered for like half a second, and then it was done. So this one gave me the least irritation out of every palette. And last but not least, we have the one that is on my face today, which is the Sakura Lotus. So these mattes were the most powdery out of every matte that I've used. Like, these puffed up and had kick up just everywhere. Then this shade here, this purple, it's vibrant, but there's no shine or shimmer. So, like, I don't care. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. And then this shade, this inner corner shade, it looks pretty, right? It's 4 layers deep for it to do that. And then just to deepen my outer corner, because I wanted something to make this look nice, I did go into this Colourpop Super Shock in Rosebud. So that's why it looks a little extra deep and smoky. But now I will tell you, it's not the worst, but it is still an irritating look because my eyes are watery just a little bit in these outer corners. But this is the first time I've had an irritation to the shimmer because my inner corner, I want to scratch my eyes out. My eyes itch so bad right now. And, like, they itch specifically right in here, in that inner corner area, and I want to scratch my eyeballs out. So, unfortunately, even though some of the shimmers, like, the shimmers I didn't really have an issue with, and, like, this palette I didn't really have a reaction with, I am allergic to the Viseart formula, which sucks. Because do you know how expensive this order was for 3 little quads? This is why when you're going to try a new brand and a new formula, buy one palette. Because I'm decluttering all of these. They all have to go. And that's what that is. And that makes me extremely upset and sad. But this is also more of just my PSA to you of If your eyes are super watery and you're not in allergy season, you're not, like, it's not for any other extenuating circumstance. If your eyes are watering, your eyes are itchy, your eyes are red, anything like that, it is an allergic reaction to the eyeshadow. And you need to take that seriously, because that either means you are allergic to the pigment, you're allergic to the formula, the eyeshadow is expired. So please take that seriously. Please take care of your eyes. I am about to go take this makeup off. So there hasn't been any long-term effects, like I said, besides this palette making my eyes water for the entire night and be irritated for that whole night. When I woke up in the morning, my eyes were fine. So hopefully as soon as I take this off, my eyes will be totally fine as well. But that is the unfortunate thing here today, which is why I just wanted to make this video, because I thought it was interesting, and that's my little PSA to you is please just, take allergic reactions seriously, because as much as I want to keep these palettes, they need to go for my eye safety. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!